Lord Solar, baby! Let's go! Making the pony! We're making this today. Alright, let's go.
McDonald's Corporation. Although he didn't know yet, this would be the beginning of the end for this calorie-promoting circus. Jasmine Bradley loved her McDonald's supersize. A McMuffin in the morning and a Big Mac meal with an apple pie in the evening was standard operating procedure. Ashley Coleman was more of a happy meal girl. She liked the fries. That's what readers saw on page 1 of the New York Times on November 21st, 2002. The two teams were suing McDonald's for making them obese, claiming they did not provide necessary information about the health risks, and their lawyer, Samuel Hirsch, said that the fast food giant's billion-dollar advertising campaign encouraged children to make unhealthy choices, offering that young individuals are not in a position to make a choice after the onslaught of advertising and promotion. Once again, Ronald found himself in the crosshairs of a judicial jabs, but unlike the puppy stuff scuffle, this time he found himself at the center of it, as the one directly responsible for advertising food to children. According to the New York Times article, McDonald's denied making the children be targeted advertising. I have no idea how they got away with that. We literally have dozens of clips of Ronald directly addressing kids, or these boys and girls, many of which I've shown in this video, but I'm not a lawyer, and I imagine after the lawsuit, Ronald got himself some good ones, and ultimately this case was thrown out. But the legal victory was not a moral one, because this was really bad press for the company, and primarily for Ronald. And it was about to get a whole lot worse. I mean, what would happen if I ate nothing but McDonald's for 30 days straight? Would I suddenly be on the fast track to becoming an obese American? Would it be unreasonably dangerous? Let's find out. I'm ready. Supersize me. This is Morgan Spurlock, a documentary filmmaker from West Virginia who saw Jasmine and Ashley's lawsuit and wondered how dangerous a McDonald's diet really was. On day 2, he was throwing up in the parking lot. At the end of the 3rd week, he experienced heart palpitations, and at the end of the experiment, he gained 25 pounds, lost his energy, lost his libido, and became depressed. The documentary was a huge deal when it was released on May 7th, 2004. It was honored at Sundance, nominated for an Oscar, and grossed $12 million, twice as much as Mac and Me. It made the term Supersize Me a bigger cultural phenomenon than ever, and not in a positive way. And the Department of Law professor who was leading the legal attack against the fast food industry really struck a chord with people. McDonald's is one of the biggest, but more importantly, it lures in young children. A second cut of the film was edited for use in school. And to this day, I can't remember eating a non-breakfast meal at Mickey D's. That does not include drinks, as you may know. The McDonald's Corporation, of course, has spies everywhere, and was well aware of the storm that was brewing in McDonald's. The Do You Believe in Magic ad campaign had been retired in 97, and they unsuccessfully tested a series of other slogans in the meantime. The company was moving away from Ronald as a whole. Kids seemed to be losing their belief in magic and were more interested in hip-hop. Ronald had a new rival within the company, and his name was Justin Timberlake. In September, they would launch the I'm Loving It campaign, and this marked a turning point for the company and for Ronald. They had just put out their new Go Active menu the day before Supersize Me's release, which is speculated to have been a PR countermeasure. The following month, they discontinued the Supersize option. Walt Riker, the same guy who claimed McDonald's advertising does not target children, told CBS News the driving force behind the decision was menu simplification. So how did this affect Ronald? For one, he was kept from the public eye overall, appearing in way less commercials. Instead, the commercials in the 2000s focused on relatability to real people, mostly older teens and young adults, using the promise of winning huge prizes, which would become a whole separate scandal. When Ronald did appear in commercials, he was, as far as I could find, always doing something active, like playing sports or Dance Dance Revolution. Ronald began to showcase incredible athletic abilities that we had never seen before. McDonald's invested an estimated $65 million to become the official restaurant for the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens, Greece, which resulted in a series of ads where Ronald competes in Olympic figure skating, skiing, hammer throw, synchronized swim, and diving. He also did a Japanese ad where he appeared in the 2006 World Baseball Classic. He also continued his new tradition of starring in a straight-to-video miniseries every 8 years by releasing McKids Adventures in 2006. Does anyone find it a little disturbing that they refer to it as McKids, the same prefix that they use to refer to a variety of McDonald's menu items such as McNuggets, McChicken, McDouble, McRib, McFlurry, McMuffin, McWrap, and McCrispy? Anyway, the first episode stays on the exercise theme titled Get Up and Go with Ronald. In it, he teaches kids how to burn some McDonald's calories by active transportation, playing soccer, and flying kites, which is not an exercise, but okay. And there's this one kid who sucks at everything she does, and Ronald gives her some extra guidance. And then they all perform in a rock band together, like in School of Rock. Throughout the show, Ronald can be seen using magic to enhance the experience, showing us that although he isn't seen using his powers much in the new millennium, he still has access to them. After this, Treasure Hunt with Ronald would be the last episode of the short-lived series. Only having lasted 2 episodes, it was becoming clear that Ronald's popularity with kids was falling. He hardly appeared at all in the late 2000s decade, and seemed to spend more time working on building his charity, the Ronald McDonald House, which celebrated its 25th anniversary in 2009. But he was unpopular with kids who were more interested in real rappers and athletes, unpopular with parents who thought him a reason for their ballooning obesity, and unpopular with consumer advocacy groups who put out full-page ads in major newspapers to protest the marketing of junk food to kids. His likeness was even placed in a 2010 short film called Logo Ronald, where he played the murderous drag racing antagonist. Interesting detail about this film, he's finally caught after tripping on a Weight Watchers logo. In 2010, things reached a boiling point. This next story is ridiculous. Last week, a watchdog group came out and wanted fast food restaurants to stop giving away toys in their meals because they said it promoted childhood obesity. Now they want McDonald's to whack Ronald McDonald. Corporate accountability says a recent poll shows 47% of people think it is time for Ronald to retire. Corporate Accountability International is calling on Ronald to retire, even though he's a lot skinnier than he used to be. It seemed like everyone was coming for Ronald's head. That is, coming for his head as a figure of speech until 2011, when a Finnish food activist group kidnapped him over complaints about the ingredients used in McDonald's food. And then they made their demands. Now, this is in Finnish. We love burgers, fries, and McDonald's, but we can no longer watch silence when the food we love is being destroyed. When McDonald's refused to respond, the food activists released a second video of a Ronald statue being beheaded by a guillotine. Ronald was eventually able to work some kind of magic to get out of that tricky situation, but after that, he seemed to fall into a complete downward spiral. Hysteria would ensue, and at the center of it all was a false light. What the fuck is with this terrain? It's fucking bullshit! It was 1972 when we first saw Ronald's ability to possess a statue. One of the more offbeat, questionable uses of his power for sure, but at the time, seemingly innocent enough. There had been another, more suspect incident in 2004, around the time that Ronald became public enemy number 1, for at least that
This is driving me insane. I hate this. What motherfucker decided that this was a good idea? Stay stuck on there, you son of a bitch. Nothing is sticking, like, it's all coming apart. Like, I can stay on there. Where the fuck do you stick? You do not stick here. Get rid of it. It's not gonna stick. Like, it's not gonna nicely go in there. Some bullshit. It's not gonna stick. And this motherfucker keeps... Just stick on there. It's not gonna go. This is the biggest piece of garbage, fucking piece of plastic that I've ever had to deal with. This is garbage. Nothing sticking. Nothing wants to stick.
Where the fuck are you meant to go? Wee. The fuck are you meant to stick to? This piece of shit, right, is not sticking. Like, what am I meant to do here? Is that where you're meant to stick? You know, I'm just assuming at this fucking point. This is fucking bullshit. I'm sorry, guys. You just need to fucking stick on here somehow. I don't care, just stick. That motherfucker's not sticking. You somehow stick onto this. I don't know how. You gotta stick on there. I don't know how else you're gonna stick on. Yeah, you gotta stick on there. I don't know how else you can stick on. I really think I figured it out. Jesus Christ. This has been the biggest piece of shit ever. Okay, how the fuck does this go on? The most garbage piece of instructions I've ever fucking read. You don't go anywhere. That's not helpful at all. Oh my god, I swear to god, if any of this fucking falls apart, I'm going to throw it in the bin. What do you want from me? I'm literally just going this a bunch of fucking times at this point. I'm sorry, Liz. Don't you fucking move from me, you piece of garbage. Is this where you go? Like, I don't know. Stop. Like, I actually just don't know where this garbage piece of thing is meant to fucking go. Just stick on there, you come on. Oh my god, you're saying it. Fuck you. Fuck. Oh my god, can I stick this on without fucking throwing this thing? What the fuck do I stick you on? Oh my god, you're coming apart. Just stick! You can't! Just stick! Why is this such a fucking pain? I don't even know where you fucking fit into this. What the shit is this? I don't know where the fuck I'm meant to put this. And you go there? Like, where the fuck do you go? There's nothing to go there. Where am I meant to put this fucking thing? It doesn't stick anywhere. I hate this so much. The fuck are you meant to go? I hate this so fucking much. Where the fuck do you go? That's not helpful. Where do you go? Oh my god, okay. Get in here. Stick, you cunt. Stick on there. Just stick. Just stick. Just fucking stick. Stay there. Don't move. You're doing perfect. Just don't fucking move. Why is it not setting? Set, you prick. I have no idea how I'm meant to stick this on here. There is no possible way that I can stick this on here. I want to wreck it so badly right now. Why are you not setting? Sit, you cunt. You set immediately most of the other times. Why are you not setting now? What am I meant to do? How am I meant to do this? What do you actually want from me? I somehow have to magically fucking stick this somehow on, you know what, let's just delete the whole fucking thing, and then maybe it might fucking stick to something. Wouldn't that be fucking nice? Here, there, fuck you, you garbage junk! I hate it. Oh my god, can I just fucking stick this on? Again. We're just gonna fucking glue the whole thing, because I don't know where any of it is, how it's meant to fucking stick. Don't you fall apart on me! Just fucking stick. Just stick. I don't care how you stick. Just stick.